I do want to thank the two music groups. The first group was so kind and thoughtful to wear their Pacer sweaters. Mitch and Sherry, thank you. We do share the Luger legacy. What a gift it was to my life to have 6 years with him. I think Mitch would feel the same. Just as good as it could possibly be in every way. I'm grateful for that. And he was my friend in 1967. I still talk to him every other week, and he's my close friend. For that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that Greg and Winnie are here. A few days they will conclude a brilliant 2 terms as mayor of our city. I've never seen a couple work together like they do, and just so straightforward, so genuine, so good. So I pay tribute to Greg and Winnie. I have the wonderful good fortune to be treasurer of the United States Gymnastics Federation. I was treasurer of the United States Olympic Committee for a good many years, and to serve the Gymnastics Federation, which is located right downtown in the Disciples of Christ building, just a couple of blocks from our office. But we have a 2-day board meeting here, and I simply, it's remarkable. Bella Caroli, who revolutionized gymnastics in our world, maybe the greatest gymnastics coach ever, and continues to, with his wife, lead our U.S. ladies team, and they're the best in the world. And we were fortunate to have their national championships at Bankers Life, and we're going to work hard to bring the world championships back to Lucas Oil Stadium. But Bella Caroli is here, along with Peter Vidmar, who is our president, and Peter was the captain of the gold medal gymnastics team in 1984 at the LA Olympics. So I just, wherever you are, Peter and Bella, thank you. My family, my wife, my wonderful wife, the single best thing that ever happened to me, Jackie. We've celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary this year. Yeah. Reminds me of that great Tommy Lasorda story. He went home one evening and saw his wife, and he said, "Honey, I'm going to go to a baseball game tonight." And she said, "You know, Tommy, I think you love baseball more than you love me." He said, "Well, probably, but I love you more than basketball and football." I love you more than basketball, football, baseball, the whole shebang. Our oldest son, Tim, and his terrific wife, Barbara, have our 3 oldest granddaughters. Tim has been with Morgan Stanley since he graduated from IU, and they live in Greenwich, Connecticut, have lived in Hong Kong and London and travel all over the world all the time. By and large, we're very proud of them. Never, ever in our family has anyone not gone to Indiana University until this wonderful, beautiful, terrific, talented, bright, idiot granddaughter comes along and goes to Belmont in Nashville, Tennessee. But it's important for the child to be happy, not for granddad. Then our son Todd and his great wife Shannon, who live here, 2 grandchildren, and the odds are very good that they're both headed to Bloomington. Then our daughter Jennifer and her husband Pat, with 3 terrific grandkids, and I think the odds are pretty good there. So 5 out of 8 won't be bad. Thank you all for being here. I've had more than my fair share of recognition and people saying nice things. It's overwhelming. Tom Cochran, it was wonderful that he came back to do that. He was my friend, such a wonderful guy. He asked me, well, had I thought all this through? And to be truthful, I've been so lucky. My mom, just the 2 of us, she insisted that I go to Indiana. I met Jackie there. I was a Kappa Sig, she was a Theta, but half the time the town girls lived at home, and her parents lived right across the street from the Kappa Sig house. And I don't know if it's important to anybody, but it was it was just marvelous, And then I had this opportunity to work for Dick Lugar, and I had this serious lung problem, and the doc said, you ought to slow down. And at the time, the Lilly Endowment was being guided by a new tax provision, and I was there for 16 years, had the chance to lead IWC, and then this incredible chance to lead the United Nations World Food Program. I probably traveled to 175 countries, the largest humanitarian agency in the world. People would say, well, what prepared you to do this? And I would say, well, nothing and everything. I had always felt that I was a caring guy that wanted everyone to have a good shot at a great life, especially kids. But Mike Staten, who is here tonight, was my partner. He was brilliant. We did that for 5 years. And I was also the Secretary General's Special Envoy for Southern Africa, the AIDS epidemic, working with Randy Tobias, the terrible drought, the huge number of children that became orphaned, the countries Lesotho, Swaziland, Mozambique, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Namibia, and spent a lot of time there as well as in Rome. But to see the heartache and the sadness and the unfairness, so almost impossible to comprehend why my children and my grandchildren are so full of life and have everything going for them, and to see 600-700 million kids that were suffering. And we could feed a child for 19 cents a day, and you fed the child, and suddenly everything about their life was transformed. They had a better shot at school. They had a better shot at good health. They were productive. They were happy. They were lively. But yet, as I said in the video, every 5 seconds a child dies from malnutrition. The World Health Organization would tell you that hunger is the single greatest health issue in our world. So we do this for 5 years, and could have done it for 5 more, but I was just exhausted from the non-stop travel, and it was time to come home. And you come home and you can't get these indelible pictures out of your mind. Being in a hospice holding a little baby that the wonderful missionary nurse would say, you know, Jim, come back next week and won't be here. It's not going to make it, either because of HIV or malnutrition or whatever. But we started to take a look at, to understand the magnitude of these issues here in our home country, our hometown, our home state. And, we learned that 22% of the children in the state of Indiana are food insecure sometime during the course of the year. And we learned that where we had made great progress 20 years ago in reducing the infant mortality rate, that it had climbed back up. And so we sort of got a group of folks together, a group of religious folks and a group of practitioners and others, and we met this incredible guy, Dave Miner, and said, why don't we say as a community that soon we're going to be a city without a single hungry child? And, sort of fills out my notion that the best reputation any city can have is being a place that takes care of its children. And, most everything I've been a part of has had a commitment to take care of its kids. Henry Leck is sitting with us. The Indianapolis Children's Choir has 3,500 kids singing right now. But the notion that if we do well by our children, everything else will take care of itself. And it's a magnificent reputation for a city to have. So we said we're going to head off, and we're going to find a way to bring everybody together. And feeding hungry children and being certain that kids don't die in their infancy, they're born to healthy mothers. These are issues that Republicans and Democrats, all of the dualisms of our time, agree on. And we concluded with Dave Miner and folks from Melanco and Lilly brilliantly quantifying what the issue was, that we were about 40 million meals short of feeding children to get to that point where we could put our hand up and say we have no hungry kids. Today, that number is 4 million. It's one of the most remarkable accomplishments of any city anywhere in the country. Now that the challenge, of course, is to sustain it and to keep it going and get rid of find the 4 million meals that we need. So, with this wonderful Daniels Prize, and we've never had a better governor or a better public servant in our state than Mitch Daniels. I know I should not say this, but as I watched that video of Mitch, I could see converting all of those to political commercials. And I'll leave the rest to your imagination. But you'd have unanimous support in this room, Mitch. Just think about it. To do things so well and to do it for all the right reasons and to use the best brain power you have to make a difference is extraordinary. But so we made this enormous progress, and we were led by Dave Miner, Purdue PhD, his wonderful wife, Robin, a great Purdue grad as well, a lifetime career with Eli Lilly and Company and Elanco, a Presbyterian elder, and brought great credit to our state when he was elected chairman of Bread for the World, the most important advocacy group for hunger in our country. And we had one of our own right here leading the thing, and he brought that passion with his partner Robin to take on the hunger issue, and then to begin to take on the infant mortality issue. Addressing infant mortality is not complicated. It just requires effort and a sustained effort, but good nutrition. The World Bank would tell you there is no substitute in the world economically for development, and the same is true for Bangladesh as it is for the United States, to be sure that a child is born to a healthy mother and well nourished the first 1,000 days of life. So there is this coming together of two of the great challenges we have in our city and state, being sure that moms who are pregnant are well fed and kids newborn are well nourished, and that then children who come from tough circumstances are food secure 365. And this comes together. And a huge number of people have been working together, from the hospitals, the medical school, all sorts of agencies, the State Department of Public Health, Gleaners, the Midwest Food Bank, Second Helpings, so many of the school systems, et cetera. So with this gift, this prize, Jackie and I concluded that we wanted to direct it to support these two items. And if over the next 5 years we made great progress as a state and as a community in reducing infant mortality to as close to zero as we can get, and if we have no hungry kids, boy, what a place that would be to call home.